professional format as far as going from one thing to another in a sequence. But we'll talk about that later.
Works for me. What the fuck are you talking about?
But that message?
I can't understand none of this shit.
What, the message?
Yeah.
Oh, that was I was talking to Amy, and it was still recording what I was saying on my phone.
Talks to text?
Yeah.
Nigga, this shit still don't make no sense. Yeah, I'm saying all kinds of games. You know, it kills me that when I'm talking to it, but I'm not talking to everything I'm saying perfectly. When I'm talking to you, the message, everything is stupid. What the fuck?
Look, the phone, right? When I'm trying to send a message through the phone, it'll record it improperly. It'll mess words up, the whole 9 yards, right? But as soon as I'm not talking to the phone, and the phone's recording the conversation I'm having with someone else, then it wants to get all the words correct on the phone.
Shenanigans.
Like the phone's out to purposely try to hurt me.
Did you get the picture of thine hot chicken?
I did. How was it?
It was okay. It was good. The mac was good. The slaw, even though it looks plain, it was still pretty good. They did it's like a vinaigrette slaw. And the chicken was good. It was seasoned good. I got the hot, which was pretty hot, and Lana got the medium, or what did they call it? Warm. And it was good. I would try it again. I would try it so that I could try. Well, theirs super hot is called holy. So I would try it again, just so I could try the holy to see how it goes. The hot was hot. But it was that type of hot where the more you eat it, it kind of eases out. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was pretty cool because you order your food, you get free ranch dressing, and free iced tea.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, but this was their last day at the current location. They'll be closed for 3 weeks, and then they'll be opening up at the North Market. So we'll be able to go to the North Market and try it if you want to try it.
So it's still just doing a pop-up thing.
Yeah, they were at... Did we ever go to... Did I ever take you to the co-op market out east? There was a co-op market out east that had a fish restaurant, a fish fry spot in the back. This is basically like a little grocery store. So they were set up like in the grocery store. So you ordered on the outside of the building. They cooked it on the inside and brought it out to you. So basically a pop-up, and it was only on the weekends.
So what was the Kickstarter for?
I think the Kickstarter was so that they can get an actual spot, I think.
Oh, permanent. Oh, I see. Well, they got almost 70,000, so I guess they're good to go.
And they, I mean, it seems to me like it would be a good idea just to stay in North Market, but I guess that's only just supposed to be a temporary spot.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what's up. But it was good. It was worth a try. I think I got. I mean, it was like $10 or $10.50 or something for the meal. I got the whole thigh and leg, a nice amount of mac, and a nice amount of coleslaw. Like I said, with all you can drink tea, it was good. Oh, and then they had this banana pudding. Their banana pudding was really good.
I'm not a huge fan of banana pudding. Never had been. I'm not a fan of pudding at all. So.
This one was good. It was almost like they actually took like the bananas, and I think it's like they blended it into the pudding. As opposed to just having chunks of banana. And then they had like the crumble wafer graham crackery top sprinkled on with the whipped cream. Very good.
Probably the best part of it.
The top was the best part. I mean, the whole thing was good, but yeah, when you get that little crunch with the whipped cream, but really the combination of everything is really what that's what hits the spot there, that combination.
Yeah, I can eat it because I can eat a banana cream pie because it's more of a fluffy custard, so I don't mind it as much. But like this banana pudding, I'm not a fan of pudding. I do not like custards. I don't like custards in my donuts. I don't like custards in any way, shape, or form. I like 9 out of 10 times.
I like custard ice cream.
I guess fresh. I've never had a custard ice cream. To be honest.
Have you been to what's it called? Is it Whiz? What's it called?
Which one?
Wits. WHITS. Yeah, they got some good stuff there. It's like this middle ground between a gelato and regular ice cream. Which I do like gelato. Nah, yeah, Wits is good. They're well, the only one I can remember is out in Short North on the campus, but we went there a couple times when we did the gallery hop out there. Yeah, I like them. They're pretty good.
No, we went to the Euro place today. The kebab place.
Oh, you did go there?
Oh man.
Was it good?
Oh buddy. Oh man.
Yeah.
Delicious. Everybody, you get your asses over there and support them, man.
It will make you
Spread
stop
the
going
word.
to the #1 Euro shop.
Oh man, they're killing the #1 Euro shop.
Where did you get?
We both got the chicken kebabs. It's one kebab, but it's a good kebab. It's a big kebab. You get 3 huge chunks of chicken. Like if you cut up the chicken, it's about what you might get on a Euro, most places. Maybe a little less, but it's the freshness. Like it's not stuff that's been sitting out, and like you go to the Euro shop, and no matter what you order, like the chicken or the lamb Euro mix, it comes out to you like in literally seconds because it's sitting there,
right,
fresh. So I don't mind getting less food if it's fresher, but it's still a good portion, huh?
Like they killed the chicken in the back fresh.
Yeah, like they took it out raw and slapped it on the grill fresh. That's what I'm talking about. Marinated it. They got them marinating. They just marinate. They got these kebabs just marinating all types of deliciousness. And then they just slap them on the skewers and they serve it to you. It's a really good portion. I actually was quite full after I ate it.
So what else
I could probably eat again tonight. Like I'll make me a little pizza later, but I was starving though.
What else do you get with it?
Okay, so if you get, it comes with, they're like plates, and you get either rice, onion rings, or French fries. You get the kebab. The kebab came with was it 4 pieces of chicken? I think it was like 3 or 4 nice, really big chunks of chicken with bell pepper and onion in between them. You get a little cup of soup, like a little small cup, like you get like with coleslaw and stuff from some places. A few bites, so it's a nice little kind of a soup that it's pretty much a soup that you would just taste to kind of get your palate to go. That's the way I see it. He gave you this little soup to kind of get your palate going, get the appetite going, right? You get a little cup of hummus with 2 pita breads, and I hate hummus. I hate hummus, but goddamn, that hummus was good as hell. I don't know if it was because of the pita bread, because the pita bread was so fresh, and then it kind of gave the hummus a sweetness. Like the hummus itself was okay, but then for some reason when you put on that pita bread, it went from being okay to being freaking delicious.
See, I'm anti-hummus.
Man, get it, man. You get it. You'll get it free. If you get the plate, you automatically get it. It's just a little cup, so even if you throw it away, you don't feel like you're wasting. You know what I mean? Because I really hate, feel like I'm wasting food sometimes because I don't like it. But it's such a small amount that you'll probably just eat it anyway for the health benefits. I mean, olive oil, chickpeas is good for you. But I'm like you, man. I can't stand hummus. I can't stand peas. I can't stand beans. But this was really good. Like I was actually shocked I ate the whole thing. And the soup was delicious. And then to give you, okay, now on the main plate you get your 1 kebab, you get your side of your choice, and then you get the soup, 2 pieces of little triangles of pita bread to go with the hummus, and then you get it's this. He pretty much called it a Greek salad, which is like it had feta cheese. On top of it, we just mix it in.
We just missed all of that because the mixer died.
Oh, that's alright. I was still talking to you anyways. You mean to hold off?
Huh?
You just want me to hold off and stop talking?
No, the mixer just died, so all the audio went off. But it's back now. So you were saying that it was the mixed plate, that was a Greek salad.
The chicken kebab plate. You get the salad, the Greek salad. Now, I took a bite of salad, right? Mm-hmm. Blew my mind. They put this crunchy stuff on top of it. I don't know if it was like crunchy onions, like deep fried crunchy. Well, yeah, or if it was like like deep fried pita. I don't know, but because I've had pita chips, that texture didn't remind me of a fried pita chip. It reminded me more of like, you ever had green meat casserole with the onions on top?
Yeah.
It reminded me of those, but even more crunchier. Like a potato chip. Yeah, like if they crumbled up a potato chip and put on top. Mm-hmm. It was freaking oh, man. Man alive, man. And then he was talking to the people that were there. There were 2 other people that were there eating. And they got into a conversation about how the lady said she doesn't eat at like McDonald's and stuff. And then he was like, yeah, because you got to be careful what, they're putting in their foods. And people nowadays, they don't want to eat healthy. And you have to eat healthy to take care of your body. So you want to use, natural ingredients and stuff. And when me hearing him say that, tells me that he gives a damn about his food. That it's not about trying to make a quick buck by cutting back on costs but having high prices.
It's not about the money.
It is reasonable, and the prices are very reasonable for the amount of food you get. For I think it was $8 for the chicken. It's $9 for the beef, and then they got other kebab. Oh my god, yeah. They got this thing called I'm gonna call it a Greek potato or a Euro potato. They take this big ass potato. I'm thinking about big ass potato, right? And then they stuff it full of Euro meat, and then they have this open bar, almost like almost like if you were going to like a potato bar, or even if like you were going to like a Subway, full of all these Greek things and cheeses. And they had like a whipped tzatziki sauce, which was freaking delicious. And then you get as much of it as you want. You can get every topping if you really want to. He said you can pick any toppings you want on there. They had mushrooms, olives, and everything was marinated, and everything was fresh, and everything looked delicious. I swear to God, it was like you were at a high scale Greek restaurant, but paying these outrageously low prices for it.
Yeah, sounds like it's a good deal.
Man, you got to get over there. You got to and then on top of that, like when you thought it couldn't get any better, then the delicious. They got gyros, they got chicken Phillies. You can have a chicken Philly in a gyro form. You can have it on a sub bun. He has these pizzas, these Neapolitan pizzas, like pretty much like the Neapolina pizzas. I'm trying to, like those stuffed pizzas that. I'm trying to think who had that.
Stuffed pizza?
Kind of like where they put a crust and they put a crust on top of the pizza.
Oh, you're talking about what like King Girls used to do.
Yeah, like that one. Mm-hmm. Okay, they do that there. And then Amy asked the guy, I was like, are these good? He was like, I'm not going to say they're good or they're not good. I'll tell you this. Usually by 8 o'clock, I have to tell customers we don't have any more. We don't have any more dough. So they sell out by 8 o'clock. So you're not gonna tell me, but you telling me that I need to get my black ass there by before 8 o'clock to get me, because they sell the strombolis. The strombolis are exactly what that is, a little bit cheaper, because I think that was like $14 for that. So I'm like, man, next time I want a stromboli, because WD Grinders make a really good ass stromboli over there. I don't know if you've ever been over there for theirs.
I have not tried it.
Yeah, fuck, don't go over there for the subs and even the pizza's overpriced for what they give you, man. But man, just go there and just get the barbecue chicken one is my favorite there. It's freaking amazing. But anyways, they have a chicken stromboli, a beef stromboli, a kebab stromboli, and he said he's going to rework the menu, and then they're going to have a gyro one, and I think they have a beef one. Huh?
Gyro stromboli?
Yeah, they're going to have a stromboli with gyro meat in it, and they're going to have the Neapolitan one with the gyro meat in it too. Neapolina. So you know what? And I honestly think if you ask him, he's a really cool, laid-back dude from Italy. Greek or Italy, whatever, I can't tell his, but it's the same. And he's a really, really, really cool laid-back. Oh, he reminded me of someone for some reason that was just evil, like mean. And I can't picture who it was for some reason. You know what? My doctor. Dr. Dr. Razaswamy. That's who it reminds me of. Like really strict doctor who don't play around with you. You know what I mean? Cause you're like, you still there?
And that's how that's how the guy went?
Yeah, that's how the guy did. He looked just like my doctor. And when I first walked in, he just had that serious look on his face. Like he had an attitude. You know what I mean? Sometimes you go into places where people, they don't look happy. And they just look miserable at their jobs and stuff. You know what I mean? But then, so he started talking to us, it just changed. He was really cool. Man, I'm telling y'all, Sam, man, you have got to get over there. I'm about to try to get Mom over there one day. And I'm going to try to see if I can get Talia over there, too. So he start trying to get her to eat better foods and stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I do believe I will take the trip. Like I said, I've drove by it many times, but like, man, I'm gonna stop. I just haven't stopped yet. Oh yeah.
That was the problem with us. Like we kept saying we was gonna stop, and because I didn't even know it was there. And then one day I look over, I was like, honey, look, there's a kebab place. Because they got the sign up, and she was like, ooh, and I was like, you want to try it? She was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? No, let's just do it on Sunday. Let's just go Sunday, because we do laundry day and stuff. And then we just go grab some kebabs for lunch, because it ended up being a late lunch anyways. And I'm so glad we went there, because I will be going back there. I will be patronizing him at least once every couple weeks. Even if it's just a gyro or a stromboli or something, because like I was telling Amy, you get so many of these shitty restaurants out here where the people don't care. They don't try. They don't put any effort into their food. And then you get places like this where they put all their love and their passion and their soul and their creativity into their menus and their food. And they're willing to even give it to you for a fair price. And then these places just go away. Like the Cambodian place on Sullivan.
Just go away.
Like which one? Amy really liked that Ohio Buckeye chicken place on Broad Street.
Yeah, I like their food too.
Nobody was willing to give them a chance. I thought the chicken was good too, but no one was willing to patronize them because people on the West Side are just ignorant, and it's just McDonald's and KFC and fucking these horrible places for you, and you'll go there and pay $8 for a value meal, and you go home with heartburn diabetes, you having heart palpitations, overweight and stuff, man, you could go eat at his place. You probably eat at his. You know what? I would dare to say you could live off of his food. If you were rich and you never cooked right, and you went out to eat for your entire life, I bet you could go to his place and eat his food, and you will never have a health problem.
The Mediterranean diet is what you're referring to.
Yes. If you were to go, but I'm not saying like ordering like the Strombolis and stuff, but if you were to go there and order the plate dinner that he offers, I promise you, you would never have anything wrong with you. Nothing was salty. Nothing was over seasoned. Nothing was nasty. Like, oh man, because now I'm worried, and I feel like I have to keep going there and get as much of delicious food as I can, because then it's going to end up like, you know what I'm saying, like the Cambodian spot, where one day you're going to drive by and it's not going to be there.
Just be gone.
But anyways, I guess we'll go ahead and start the show.
Spot.
Get into the meat of everything.
That's why we went to the chicken spot. We try to go to the chicken spot, and the next thing we know, we pull up at the chicken spot, and that bitch gone.
Man, let's talk about some food then. We always talk about other stuff. We never really talk about food on this podcast.
Because food sucks.
We may have people in Ohio and Columbus that may listen to us and may need to know where to get some good food. Because like I was telling Amy, I was sitting here like a month ago, and we were talking, and I said, you know what, Amy? It was less than a month ago, actually. I was like, Amy, how come we don't have any places out here where you can get kebabs and stuff like out in California? Lo and behold, we get one.
Well, that's not completely true. There are some kebab places around. If you go up to Hilliard, you can see the Olive Tree restaurant where you can kebab.
Oh man, I didn't like that place. I was not impressed. I was not impressed. I'm sorry.
There is also the oh god, there was another kebab place. Where was it? Mad Greek. One side restaurant, one side gyro shop.
You know what the problem is?
What?
Again, I'm sorry, but I feel like those aren't. Oh, good God. Oh, good Lord. Anyways, I don't feel like. That's not what I'm like. I feel like those places are half-assing it still.
No way.
I'm sorry.
No way.
Go to the gyro shop right now and order a chicken gyro, and I guarantee they'll have it out to you in less than 2 minutes. That's not fresh.
Yes, fresh. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. There is a. It's two sides. There was an express side where you go to get your gyros in your gyro market, right. And then there's the other side where it's the actual sit-down restaurant where you get your lamb chops, your kebab. You know what I mean?
You're right. My fault. I was thinking of number one gyro shop.
No.
I apologize for that one.
This different than number one.
I apologize. Because we went out there. That's one with the fried fish sub, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta take Amy out there. Me and her gonna have to drive like maybe next time we get some really good weather. I'm gonna have to take her out there just to try that fish sandwich.
Now there's one.
I feel like it was amazing.
There's one out east, like on Bryce Road or something that Alana goes to. I can't remember what it's called, but she says I think it's King Gyro or something.
Is that the one she? Is that the one? Amy? King Gyro. Wasn't that one you was talking about? That Amy was talking about that too.
Yeah.
Bryce Road.
Yeah.
Oh, she says she goes one to Whitehall on the east side.
I don't know, but King Gyro's, yeah, that's the one. And now, they are opening up another, as if we needed it, hot dog spot in the South area.
What's this one called?
I can't even tell you right now. But it's supposed to be another one of those like gourmet hot dog spots where you can get like couscous on top of your hot dog and a broccoli souffle and a duck confit. But there's another place. There's two new places downtown, right across the street from each other. The Chintz Room and the Meat Bar. So the meat bar basically is what it is. You go in, they have meat insides. So like you can get like short ribs, you can get duck confit, braised beef, roasted chicken, pork belly mathog, and then they got like couscous, macaroni and cheese and stuff. And the chintz room was a restaurant that used to be in Lazarus, like I think like back in the 70s or something. And it ended up closing down, but I guess it was like an iconic restaurant because it was part of Lazarus. So this is like bringing the chintz room back with kind of the same menu, but just like slightly updated with more modern ingredients and local ingredients and stuff. So I tried the beef bar. It was alright. Nothing to call home about. But I have not tried the chintz room yet. So
you know what? I would love. I would just love for there to be a Pink's hot dog out here.
Who?
Pink's hot dogs.
Ain't they closed? Didn't they close the original?
I don't know. Amy, did they close the original?
Hell no, that's still open. That one's still open.
No, he said the original's still open, still going. But yeah, man, I would. Oh crap! You see that? I would love it if there was a Pink's hot dogs. Oh man, look at that! Turn the camera. Anyways, like the Mexican place right down the street from us.
I don't trust them. They don't have a menu.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they do.
Not online.
Oh, why don't you just look at the menu when you walk in?
Because I didn't walk in there.
Man, that menu is. Don't doing that. When you doing online menu things, you hater. You are a hater of food.
So all you got to do is take a picture of your damn menu and upload it to a website. That is.
She can't even speak English.
She know how to use a damn cell phone.
If she can't speak English, I'm sure she can't read it.
Motorola cell phone, no Picturio.
You know, do cell phones have different languages on them now? Oh, well, we need to go over there and hook her up then. You know what we should do? We should go over there and do it for her.
You can go into your phone right now and change your language settings. And even if she didn't know how to do that, everybody knows what the fucking camera button on the phone looks like. You use that, you take the picture. That is the dumbest thing you ever said, man.
I'm just trying to say, look, I'm just trying to say that she is, if she is not from here, she is from a land where technology is new.
What?
When she comes over to America, where technology is booming, we're not talking about Japan booming, but we're okay for ourselves. It overwhelms her. She feels like she's still in the old country where she doesn't have all these newfangled technologies on her phone.
You need to go travel the world.
Let's be honest. Isn't that the truth for most Mexican places sometimes? They take their traditions from Mexico, they bring them here. Yeah, and they sometimes don't even really Americanize them. They just hope that the Mexican population that is around them will support them, and that they don't need to do the online thing because that's not how they do it over there in their country. Let your food speak for itself. That pretty much word of mouth, I guess, just like in the good days of dial-up internet. You know what I mean? When every place didn't have a website.
It has absolutely nothing to do with them having technology.
Well, yes, it does. Because if she's from a place and she's from a country where technology isn't used to advertise their food, and she still has that old world sense from her country, and she brings it over here, then she still has that mindset of, I'm not going to, do that. I'm just going to do what I was doing in Mexico.
Okay, but
you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not right.
You have
I'm not saying that's not
idea
intelligent.
Where she's from, okay? And it's not like it's just the Mexicans that do that. It's everybody.
I agree.
I could go to McDonald's right now. You know how hard it is to find a freaking menu on their website? It's not easy. You click menu, and it gives you like 1,500 other things. Stupid. Oh.
Sounds good. Yeah, I agree, man. I tried to do that with whose menu was that? Freaking Rowley's pisses me off with that. When I go online and I want to see like their specials and stuff, and then they advertise one special, but then you actually go there, they got like 5 of them going.
It's shenanigans. It's pure and awful shenanigans.
Dude, did you try their when it was in those Philly stubs, the chicken one?
Oh.
Yeah, I tried them.
Man, that first time we went there, I don't know who was cooking it, but we had that chicken Philly. That thing was salty. Like, I can deal with some salt.
Mine was,
and I couldn't even eat it. Like, me and Amy took, I took one bite, and Amy took a bite, and we literally threw it away. It was that salty.
They're
like, we couldn't even
salty.
palatable it.
It's not even like, said it's always salty. It's not like it's a, they're salty.
Well, because when I went back later, and I got it again, it was perfect. It was like less salt. It was literally less salt.
Every time I've gotten it, it's been salty.
I don't know. Maybe it depends on. I don't know. Maybe they like pre-make it in a bag or something, and maybe like the liquid or something that they pull it out of is like super salty. And so the earlier, because I usually used to go for lunch, so maybe they were kind of getting mine on the top, where it's less liquid, less salt. I don't know. Yeah, but I haven't been back to that Dirty Frank's. It was, like I told Amy, the problem with that place was the hot dogs had no flavor.
Yep.
Which was a huge turnoff for me.
This I was arguing with dude at work, because he's supposed to be like, chef, like I'll be cooking, son. But then, like, he goes to Dirty Frank's and be like, oh, this is delicious. I'm like, that shit has no flavor. Hot dog. And my thing is, you're using Nathan hot dogs, which automatically come with flavor, which means you did something back in that kitchen to not only kill the flavor of the hot dog, but then you also, like, the coney sauce has no flavor. Their coleslaw has no flavor. I got one with the brisket on it. The brisket didn't have any flavor. The best thing you can get from there was the nacho cheese dog with the tater tots on it.
The brisket one, we had that one. It was literally like they just took a beef brisket, boiled it, put it on top. You know what they're doing? I'm going to tell you exactly what they're doing. And I guarantee this is what they're doing. And this is go back to what I said earlier about places not giving a damn about the freshness of their food. I bet they have all them hot dogs sitting in water.
Yeah, just sitting
boiling the shit out of them, right? And then they boil them and they let them sit. And then all that flavor, all that oil that you see sometimes, that's flavor. And then by the time you get it, it's waterlogged, it's flavorless, all the flavors in the water. And then you get this tasteless hot dog. Instead of just, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that's what Mom was saying, because we were talking about it, because she had tried it too. I guess Kenya likes it, but Mom was saying the same thing, that it just didn't have no flavor. So I was, you know what I'm saying, she was saying that she thinks it was that reason too, like they just kept the stuff in there, and that was making it all nasty. But then, like, when you think about it, when people go to like the ballparks and stuff, that's what they do. They have this old ass water, they just keep boiling the shit in, and it still be good. Like, at least that's what people say.
But the turnover probably is way better at a ballpark than it is at like a Dirty Frank's for some reason. They're either making it ahead so far that they're anticipating a huge crowd, right? So they want to get people in and out. They want people to walk away. So walk away. Like at a ballpark, it's different because they're probably having huge turnover. Like the hot dogs are probably getting boiled and sold quickly. But at Dirty Frank's, they're probably preparing all these hot dogs and are just sitting before people even show up, before they even open up. And then by the time they open up, again, the hot dogs are waterlogged. And then you got tasteless hot dogs. That's the only way to explain it. Because if you tell me you use a Nathan's hot dog, and you got no flavor. And I just bought some Lathan's last month. They were delicious.
Yeah, I know.
Man,
but you know what? The thing is, like, I've had it multiple ways because I've had it where they put it. Well, I guess it could still be that it's just sitting in the water. They take it out and throw it on the grill.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, like, I've had it where they, cook it on the grill so you can get a little crisp on it. I don't know, but we do need to talk some games because there's a lot going on.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
So let's do this. First of all, man, people need to pay attention to this iOS, man.
Why?
This week alone, for free, I got The Walking Dead episode 1. No, The Walking Dead, the entire second season, for free. I got Bit Trip Run for free.
Okay, I got that on the weed.
And I got The Wolf Among Us, the first episode, for free.
Hold on, so what's this iOS thing you're talking about?
Apple, iOS, the Apple, the App Store.
Oh, the tablet thing?
iPod, iPhone, whatever.
Right,
Apple
so you have an iPad.
No, I'm using my iPhone. I got these on my iPhone.
Oh, I got you. Okay, all right.
But, it's not like these are crap games. Like, these are high-profile titles here that they're releasing for free. I mean, the whole second season of The Walking Dead. I mean, even if you weren't sure if you wanted to play this game, this is a prime opportunity to get into it and test it out. You know what I mean? But the Bit Trip Runner, which is just as good, because I got that on the PS3. It's actually a little bit easier to use on the PS3. Even though all you do is tap on the screen and swipe, it still seems like there's a little... For some reason, there's a sense of lag. But I don't think it's the game. I just think it's the reaction time. And there's something about just pushing down on the screen and not getting that feeling of a button. But that's not, that's not a new, obviously. That's a thing that's been since people started doing tablet gaming. And then The Wolf Among Us, I had played that on the PS3. Now I got the first episode here. But I launched it up, and I went through so many freaking logos just to get to the beginning of the game. By the time the game started, I was already ready. I shut that shit off. Like, I swear I was sitting there for 5 minutes watching freaking logos and stuff and come up on the screen. I didn't even play that stuff. It's crazy. Oh, and then Pac-Man. I got a Pac-Man game on here, which is different than regular Pac-Man. It's not the same. It's like a Pac-Man kind of puzzle Pac-Man type of thing. So you're going through and it'll be like, get all of the balls in this maze-like scenario. Wait, that sounds like regular Pac-Man.
It does sound like really bad, man. Speaking of Pac-Man, man, we was at Dollar General today, and they had this sweet-ass looking plug-and-play Pac-Man theme. It was like a kind of like if you made Pac-Man to a Lego brick with buttons on there. For like, I think it was like $30.
Wait, and that's all you get to play?
Nah, because of like I think 12 other games are in there, I think. But it was just shaped like Pac-Man. Like, there's a resurgence. If you've noticed in the stores, if you ever pay attention, there's just like huge resurgence of these plug and play games coming out again because of everybody kind of, singing the praises of the older generation of gaming. Because people saying gaming is getting worse and worse and worse every new generation.
It's definitely not getting better and better and better.
That's true.
Hey, if you listen to the new Blue Shack Podcast on iTunes, if you go there, search Blue Shack Podcast, and you'll see the logo. It is a Blue Shack with the words Blue Shack Podcast. So what you want to do is go and listen to that podcast, but not only listen to it, you want to review it and leave a review for them. But basically, the last show they were going through this list of like all these games that came out fucking broken. You know what I mean? Like the latest being like Halo, where the matchmaking doesn't work, so people aren't able to play the multiplayer, which is honestly, for most cases, the reason people are buying Halo. It's kind of like Call of Duty. You don't really buy Call of Duty for the single player. you buy Call of Duty for the multiplayer. Now with Halo, it's a different situation because you're getting more single player out of it, and there's more story there. But even still, it's a game for the multiplayer.
Because remember on E3, they were praising the fact that you get to play Halo 2 and all of its original glory online. Like, that's what they were advertising to the Xbox One owners. And you're not giving it to them.
Yep. And it's that's a little crazy. So obviously we already know the whole Assassin's Creed thing is broken. I think it was Drive Club came out broken.
You were talking about the Assassin's Creed Unity?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Unity.
Oh my God, these people, they don't stop this. I'm tired of it. That's why I'm done. That's why I'm done. That's why I'm happy with my Wii U. I'm done.
It's
tired of this garbage.
It's crazy talk, man. It's crazy talk, and it's to the point now where it's like companies feel like they can just push a game out, and as long as they fix it with patches, everything's okay. But that's not okay. You know what I mean? Like that's not not okay.
And I hate it when you bring that up to people that are, let's just call them what they are, casual gamers, and you tell them, like, man, back in the days when we had Nintendos and all, and Sega and stuff, you couldn't get away with that kind of stuff. Like, when you released the game, that was it. There wasn't no patching it. There wasn't no remakes. There wasn't a retry. Hold on. Smile. Can you get that? Sorry, man. Anyways, and you can't redo it and retry it. But nowadays, these companies, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's some sort of like counterfeiting or bootlegging that's going on that we don't know about, or something that's scaring these companies to the point where they're like, just release it and we'll patch it later.
I mean, it's a combination of stuff. It's, the cost of continuing to have to work on the game. So it's like you have the deadline for the game. If you skip that deadline, you're still pushing money out the window without making money. You know what I mean? So it's like, keep the deadline, we'll work extra hard, make everybody do overtime work that they're probably going to get paid for, and then fix the game. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, I think it's an issue of these freaking pre-orders that have something to do with it also, because it's like, we've already sold this game to all these people, we must release this game to all these people, they've already paid for it and have a blah 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 blah. Because the thing is, if that game didn't come out on time, people will be mad, even though they're holding the game back to fix it. But then if they put it out and it doesn't work, people are mad. Rightfully so, people are mad. But my thing is, you get all these people that want to boycott. So even if you want to do a kind of boycott on the game, but you still want to buy it, stop pre-ordering this shit until these companies can prove to you that they can release a product to you that at least works. You know what I'm saying? I understand that we're in a different, coding environment than we were back in Nintendo and SNES. We're in it's a more complex architectures that these companies are dealing with, and once you put that out to the people, things are bound to happen. But when you put that game out, people should be able to play it. It should work. They should not have to struggle to play your game. If you're releasing the game and multiplayer is a big part of your game, you shouldn't have to be sitting around like Maximus Prime. Like, this dude loves Halo, man. Max loves Halo. There is no reason that he should go out, spend his hard-earned money on this game and not be able to enjoy that function of the game. You know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely, it's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. Stop.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I figured it out. See, this is what happened. When gaming became this whole internet thing, where it was always about online this, online. They were like, well, how can we, work this online into our system? So they looked at, that's right, MMORPGs that have been around before then, especially for PC gamers, where it was just like that. You pay for a game, and usually had an update right off the bat when you bought it, and then patches and things that you would get monthly, like Final Fantasy XI would have monthly patches that were depending on what they wanted to do to the game, like that. And so then these companies took that and put it into the console gaming, but then instead of making it like MMORPG companies do it, where it's to make slight changes to the game environment or to fix things that's wrong, it's gotten to the point where they use it to literally finish their entire game. Like, is they give you the disc, right? And then you get this broken game that doesn't work, and then maybe, a month down the road, you'll get this huge patch where they're going to actually give you the game they should have gave you on day one. And that's what it is nowadays. That's what it is.
What you were saying about Battlefield 3, like, they're using, like, instead of actually doing, like, beta tests and shit, they're using paid customers as beta testers to complain about the issues of the game so then they can fix them.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine when it comes to MMORPG, because you're talking about sometimes millions and millions of players that want to get an experience because they're paying monthly for this product, plus the money they put down on your game, right? So that's something that you would expect updates in the MMORPG to balance things out and to fix issues that may be wrong. But when you're talking about a game like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, or any of these other video games that we get nowadays, like, I'm tired of putting the game into the system and having to wait for a goddamn 5-6 hour update off the rip.
Which I don't understand why that shit.
I hate that.
Like, if you got a day one update, why is that shit just not part of the? I'm sure there may be a reason, but why is not that just not part of the download package when I download that shit from the store or whatever? I go ahead and put that shit in there so I don't have to worry about the stuff when I launch the game. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a little bit easier on the PS4. The PS4 moves a little faster than it did on the PS3. But still, either way, it's like, just give me the whole goddamn package. Let me get that, son. Let me get that package.
And I don't like the fact that, I don't know about Sony or the PS4 or not. I don't know how they're doing it. But like the Wii U, Nintendo, they finally implemented on the Wii U where when you power your system down, any updates will automatically still go through your system while it's powered down.
Well, see, that you can do that on the PS4, but you have to have it's a PlayStation Plus feature.
See, and that's something that should be free. So that should be something that should be built into every system for free, so that when people are at work or people are at the grocery store or whatever they may cooking dinner or whatever they may be doing while the system is powered down, they can be doing their updates. Why would you make that something that you have to pay for? Like, why are you making it even harder and making us even more pissed off than we are already? You know what I mean? Like, I bet Sony people were pissed off to find out that Nintendo Wii U owners were getting that function for free, and they have to pay for it.
To me, especially with the PS3, in a way that the downloads were so messed up on that system, it definitely should have been a given to give it. I mean, that would have been your, like, hey, we're sorry, your system takes 8 hours to download a little small ass game, but here's the thing you can do just to go ahead and download. You know what I mean?
And I'm waiting for Nintendo to finally start releasing their premium package thing they may be doing sometime down the road for their users, like Nintendo always does. They're always the last ones to do it, but I'm feeling that they're going to do it eventually. But I hope Nintendo, if they do it, they do it right. They don't start stripping stuff and taking things away from us. but they give us a reason to actually want to pay for like an updated membership for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Free, like pretty much like the PlayStation Plus, free games. You know, maybe some free downloads, maybe even free permanent games that even if you don't keep your subscription, that you can still get the game. That'd be awesome.
Well, see, that's one of the good things about the PlayStation Plus is that you can get games on really good discount. And as long as you paid for them,
I don't like for that.
Even after the fact, they're still yours.
I will say I do like that.
Yeah.
I really do like that about the PlayStation Plus.
Honestly, that was, to me, I got more value out of the games I bought at a discount than I did from the games I got for free. And I mean, they release good games for free, but I mean, you know, Time and Eternity, Tales of Xillia, and I missed out on it, but they had Tales of Symphonia, like the complete Chronicles or whatever. That shit was like $5. I don't know why I didn't just go ahead and buy it. I'm a dumbass.
The fuck is you doing?
I don't know. I can't, brother. I can't tell you.
Man, that first game was fucking amazing. Why would you not get the full gun for $5? Had I known about that, I would have bought a PlayStation Plus just to download that to my Vita for $5. You crazy?
And I think the original game is like maybe $30 for the Chronicle version or whatever it's called, which pretty much that's $30 of your PlayStation Plus, or at least $25 of your PlayStation Plus purchase paid for right there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not a PlayStation Plus member right now only because there's nothing in the pipeline for me. But I'm just waiting, and I'm hoping, because this was the point they were doing an RPG sale.
Oh yeah.
So it was like all these RPGs were just like mad crazy on sale, and that's when I copped a couple of them. So hopefully they'll do something like that again, and maybe I'll be able to pick it up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, I still want to get. I got to get Tales of Xillia 2. Like my PS3 is still alive, man. It's still alive. I got Tales of Xillia 2 I want to play. I got Air Nausicaa something or other that I want to dig into. And there was probably a couple other ones I can't think of off the top that I want to go to. But for all you RPG heads, man, if you are a fan of the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, there is Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 coming out for the PlayStation Vita in January. That'll be a drop. And that's the remake of Hyperdimension Neptunia. I think it was MK2 it was called, or MDK2 or whatever. So that was for the PS3. So this is like a re-release with new characters, new story, new locations and shit. So if you're a fan of the Hyperdimension games, that's it for you. But yo, my game of the year, son.
What you got?
Right here, right now, my game of the year, Never Alone.
System?
PS4.
Never heard of it.
And this is, if you go to battleclubgaming.com, you can hear about it, read the review, and watch some gameplay footage. Never Alone, and this is completely out of bounds of something that I normally would pick as like my game of the year.
You're breaking up, man. You're
breaking in and out. Hello? We're there?
All right.
I was saying this game is completely out of bounds of something that I would pick as my game of the year. I'm really, and I have not for a long time, really been a fan of platformers. You know what I mean? Like I'll dabble in them here and there, but most likely they just get left by the wayside. So there's a couple of things about this game that I would normally argue against. One, the fact that it's a freaking platformer. Two, that it's a fairly short game. You could probably beat like 2 to 3 hours. I think it took me, and it's like $15 or whatever. So normally, like, I'm not gonna pay that for that amount of game. You know what I'm saying? But with this game, it was something different, brother. It was something different. So the game it's about a little girl named Nuna, right? And she has her snow fox that and it's okay. Let me start over. So the game is using tales from Inuit culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the little girl and her snow fox, and basically, like I said, it's a puzzle platformer. And the way you play is you basically have to switch back and forth between the two characters, either using the girl or the snow fox, basically to tackle different obstacles in the level. Like if you need to climb somewhere very high, you can use the wolf, who can like climb walls and do like a wall jump back and forth to get places. And then the little girl has like this little what do you call those things? The rock on the string, the boa, or whatever the freak is called. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so she has that. She uses like to knock down obstacles and stuff, and then she's the one who will like drag crates and stuff like that. So, I mean, the gameplay in and of itself is not necessarily new. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but the other cool addition is you can also play it co-op.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have another PS4 controller or whatever, you can have somebody control the girl and somebody else control the wolf and play it together.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and this is completely off subject real quick, it kind of bothered me, and I don't understand why I can't use my PlayStation Vita as a controller for my PlayStation 4. And I'm not talking about remote play as a controller. I'm talking about like Alana has the main controller, and I'm controlling player 2 with my PS Vita. Like I tried to do it because I was streaming it through my PlayStation Vita. So I went ahead and I tried to hook up the other controller to control a second character, but it basically just knocks you off of the PlayStation Vita and goes back to PS4. So that's kind of whack. But I know there's a secondary function. Maybe I'll try it and use the secondary function to see if it will work, but I highly doubt it. But anyway, so, I mean, the game basically followed this little girl through these various Inuit tales, fairy tales. So, like, there's one point where there is these ghosts, like these glowy ghosts, and the ghosts represent an Inuit tale, children who passed away at a young age, and they basically live up in the sky. And the Aurora Borealis is basically, it's supposed to be the spirit of those children playing in the sky. And the tale is that, you know, you don't want to go too close to the kids or have them come too close to me because they'll take your head off and use it as a basketball or use it as a ball to play with.
The hell?
But this is what's interesting about it, though. Okay, so you have like a tale like that, or you also have a scene where you're getting chased by this polar bear, and you're like jumping from ice thing to ice thing, and the polar bear is like chasing you down and stuff, trying to get you and kill you. Right? And so you're playing these things in the game, and obviously, like any game, you're thinking, okay, these are the bad guys, these are the obstacles. But one of the clever things about this game, and the thing that made this my game of the year, is what the game calls cultural insights.
Yeah, I mean,
okay? So like any other platformer, you have unlockables. So you get these owls, and these owls unlock videos for you. And like, you know how in most games you'll get like a newspaper clip or some kind of something that will expand the story of the game or the meaning behind stuff. When you get these owls and get these video clips, the video clips are of actual Inuit people who explain to you Inuit living and the meaning behind these various tales that you play through in the game. So, like, when you listen to these things, like with the polar bear, there was a story about how there was a guy out on a fishing bank. A polar bear walked up on him, and he got frightened, and he ended up stabbing the polar bear, right? Which kind of matches in the game because you're getting chased by the polar bear. But then, not knowing their culture, you wouldn't realize that hurting that polar bear is a bad thing. Because they basically, the polar bear, the mother polar bear especially, who, that polar bear attacking most likely means that polar bear was just trying to protect its children, which means that this fisherman encroached on its territory.
So do you play as different characters?
No, you just play as the little girl and the fox. But as you get to each level, you get an owl that gives you deeper insight into the tale of that level or the experience that you're going through in that level.
So the polar bear chasing the girl is a symbolism of the polar bear chasing that guy to protect its young.
Right.
In a sense.
So you no longer look at the teddy bear as an enemy, and it puts you in a whole different place. And in the story, like, he ends up having to go in front of the council and basically say, like, hey, I accidentally killed this mother bear.
She okay? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
What happened?
No, Mom, she was talking to Mom about Talia. I think it was about getting a flu shot or something.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So the guy who ends up killing the bear, what they do is they make him go out and find the polar bear's cubs, and he has to raise the cub in place of the polar bear mom because he killed the mom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like the story with, like you said, when I'm telling you, like, the kids come down from the sky and rip the head off, you automatically assume, like, horror story or something. But to them, it's not told as a horror story. They don't see it as a horror story. It's just one of those things of nature. Like, these kids play in the sky, and this is part of their nature. If you get too close, they will play with you. You're like a ball. You know what I mean?
That's still a horror story.
It sounds weird, but it's not, because it's perception. It's like the whole Mayan calendar.
Perception?
Because it's like the whole Mayan calendar thing, right? Like, you see, Western ideology is this calendar ended, so it must be the end of the world.
Oh,
but
well, that's
if you
just
look
retarded.
at it from a different perspective, or the different perspective of Mayans, it could be a whole different thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not a horror story. It's just like, it's like, if you, I don't know how to explain it. It's one of those things you have to play. But
that sounds scary as hell. Could you just picture now if there's a bunch of kids playing, like, that are deceased, right? And let's say a human were to able to get that high and close to them, right? Them ripping your head off does not sound horrific?
It does, but you need to listen to it in the context of the game. It just makes sense when they explain it to you. And I don't know. You
telling me so it takes the sting off the fact that somebody's head's getting ripped off?
Yes. Because nobody's head is really getting ripped off. Even in the game, nobody's head is getting ripped off.
I'm just saying, but the story though,
and float around with you. But it's kind of like, it's like the boogeyman but they have no fear of that boogeyman.
So they don't mind getting their heads ripped off, is what you're saying?
It's not that they don't mind getting their head ripped off. It's that they understand that this is the nature of the creature. So therefore, you don't need to fear that creature. You just need to be wary to keep your distance and not get your head cut off, ripped off.
And played with like a ball.
Sense? Does that make sense? It would be like, if you had like a freaking shark. It's like, you don't want to get near a shark. The shark isn't inherently evil. The nature of the shark isn't evil. But if you entice the shark and the shark bites you, that doesn't make the shark evil either. If the shark does what it does by nature, and you're in the water bleeding and it comes to eat you, it doesn't make the shark evil. That's just the nature of the shark. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, sure, it could be a scary thing, but it's not evil. It's not necessarily a bad thing in the sense of what the shark is doing, but it could be a bad thing for you, obviously, because you got to be about a motherfucking shark. But you understand the nature of the shark. Therefore, you act accordingly to the nature of that shark when in the presence of said shark.
So what you're saying is, I get what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. Pretty much, it's like, being cautious of certain animals, be wary of your surroundings, don't dip your toe in the pool type scenarios. But the aftermath of it, I guess the punishment and or the end result, it's pretty horrific. But I understand what you're saying.
Well, yes, it is horrific, and that's why you stay away, so that you don't have to deal with the horrificness of it. But that horrificness of it does not necessarily make it a horror situation. I wish I could find the clip.
But why?
But these were my
It's
favorites.
ripping. And we're not talking about slicing and chopping and or they're ripping your head off and kicking it around.
Hey, they aren't kicking it around. They're in the
I like
sky.
that head. I'm gonna snatch it off your body. You're not even gonna get a nice little slice or a butcher knife or something. Like, goddamn.
No,
I like my head.
They're not like kids. They're like spirits in the sky.
Oh, okay, I got you.
They're like wisps of spirits.
I forgive them for their sins.
You have been forgiven for your sins.
So that's your game of the year?
This is my game of the year. I mean, the cultural insights, they're fantastic. And they go into so much different stuff about, like, the Inuit community. Like, in the article, it was hard not to talk about my experience as a black man in America and, like, this kind of this idea of what we have as black culture in America, to me, sometimes is just chock full of bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like grasping at straws. So to see this game and to see what, I don't know, man, just seeing this culture being played out and explained and being able to play through, like, interpretations of it was hard. It touched the hearts, man. It's a touching heart thing, man. It's a touching heart thing. But, you can catch the full review at battleclubgaming.com. My game of the year, so mess with your herbs, sir.
My game of the year is... I gotta give it up to it, man. It's my Dark Souls 2. I'm sorry, man. That game. With only thing, again, that was wrong with the game that everybody across the board would agree with was the hit detection and kind of the slipperiness of the bosses. And I think they did that because they're, they know there's a speedrunning community, right? They have to know. You cannot be on Twitch or even be breathing if you don't know about speedrunners, right? And I think they were like, well, there's going to be people speedrunning this game. How can we make it difficult for them and make it more of a challenge for them? And I think that was the end result. Unfortunately, it takes away from the realism of the movement of certain bosses based on their weight. But it's funny, you adapt to it fairly quickly, and then you find yourself being able to dodge and just put these bosses down either way it goes. It's just a fun game. If you're a type of person that likes collecting things and then collecting items pretty much explains the story of what's going on in the game, then the game's for you. If you're like a person who just plays casually like me and doesn't really care much for the story as a whole, it plays right into that world for you too. I am just pretty much a Demon Souls, Dark Souls fan. That's like my new Final Fantasy right now.
So are you going to try the new game?
Until I can get I'm not saying I've been playing like the 3DS. I've been playing some pretty good downloadable games on there that are indie games and stuff that I have really enjoyed that I never thought I would actually sit there and play and finish. Like, hold on, I'm bringing them up right now. I got the 3DS right in front of me. Did you hear about the finally releasing Majora's Mask on the 3DS?
Yes, I heard about that.
The remastered version too, which is just freaking awesome.
You know what's great about that? I don't give a fuck about Majora's Mask.
Oh, dude, I'm about to get into a rant here in a little bit though. But this game called The Legend of the Dark Witch, which is if you took Mega Man and mixed it with Gradius, which I never realized no one ever did that. Freaking awesome. That Mighty Gun Vault is just a straightforward Mega Man type game. It's not the best in the world. Honestly, I would choose the Legend of the Dark Witch over it, but it's still a really good, solid game. Escape from Zombie City was a fun little quick game to play. That Gunman Clive, freaking awesome game.
I like that game. We talked about that.
Game. I mean, tight controls, great gameplay, fluid, good music. Like, you never felt like if dying was other than your fault.
Yeah,
you know
that was even on iOS. Normally, controls for platformers like that can suck, but even on iOS, the controls for that were pretty tight.
Yeah. Bike Rider DX2 Galaxy, which is kind of like one of those running games, but it's different enough that it kept me playing and beating it. Again, I never thought I would actually play a game like this and play it to the end and beat it. But it was so addicting because it was challenging and yet it felt different enough. It just didn't feel like those other running games like you get on the Androids and stuff, where it's run, collect coins, jump, run, collect coins, jump, press tap, 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 die. You know what I mean? Like you get power-ups, you get different abilities, you have full control of over your guy. So it's sometimes it's about moving your guy up close to the front of the screen. Sometimes it's about backing up and giving yourself enough time to make adjustments. It's good. It's a good game. And then I got this game called Turtle Tail. Not much really to say about it. It was okay. It wasn't a bad game. It's really challenging though. I think it was like a $2-3 game, but it's a good game. And these are just, I never thought I would be into the downloadable games. I speak of the physical copies, but sometimes you can't get the physical copies. You just gotta accept it nowadays.
What's a turtle tail?
Huh?
What is a turtle tail?
Turtle Tail is about a turtle that runs around with a squirt gun, shooting a bunch of enemies. It's a platformer. Again, kind of like Mega Man. I think he's trying to get something back, like a dessert or something. It's not a bad game. It's challenging as hell, though.
I like dessert.
It's really, that game will give it to you and give it to you hard. You only get one weapon, unfortunately. That's the gun. But like I said, if you have a 3DS and you're looking for a good Mega Man S-type game, told you over until Lord knows Capcom may end up going bankrupt here pretty soon. I think that Dark Witch game is or that Mighty Gun Vault or anything like that are good replacements. They have all these games out here that are like Mega Man games anyways. But, I mean, Dark Souls 2 is Dark Souls 2. I would say Final Fantasy 14, but I haven't played enough of it to honestly say Game of the Year. I would say it would be my second game right now, and I plan on getting back into it next month for the winter, since we're not going out that much anymore.
I believe Miles is still on Final Fantasy 14, so he'll be happy to hear that.
Yes, sir. So I'll probably be bouncing between Final Fantasy 14 and the HD of
Kingdom Hearts.
Wind Waker.
Well,
and go ahead.
I did the Crew beta.
The what?
The Crew.
What's that?
It's a racing game.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't like racing games.
But
yeah, that's it.
Well, you made it like you're supposed to say something like, but I love this game.
No, it wasn't bad. It's basically like if they took, which I'm sure there is a Fast and Furious game, I would think. But if you had like Fast and Furious the game, it would be like this. Like it's kind of like an MMO racer. So you get into the game and you can pretty much play with other people and you can join crews real quick and do races and stuff. Now, unfortunately, with the beta, I didn't have PlayStation Plus, so a lot of the stuff was locked out of me. But I still got to play. So, you know, I ended up doing like some of the intro stuff to get the game going. And then I was just like, well, in the game, you could literally go all across the U.S. So I was like, fuck it. So I drove from, I think, Chicago all the way to California in game.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's real cool because, I mean, as you go through the states, you go through different types of terrain, from snow to dry lanes, deserty type of shit, you know, and all that stuff. And I mean, like the mountain ranges and stuff. So
is this the scale?
No, because then I would have been driving for 3 days. But you know, it's condensed. But it's still, I mean, it wasn't like I was there quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say to drive all the way, it took me, you know, including all of my crashes and shit, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes or something to drive to LA. And then apparently at some point, and I was watching the footage to see, but at some point I must have ran somebody off the road or something, because this car was like with me the whole way. And then once I made it to California, we ended up getting into this like destruction derby match. We're just like driving around the whole city, wrecking each other's car. So I don't know what the hell happened, but we battled it out. So actually, with this episode of Falcon Punch Podcast, I'm going to put it up on YouTube with my road trip from the game as basically background video. So you can watch me drive across the country in the crew and listen to the Falcon Punch Podcast at the same time.
Man, you know what? You just gave me a good idea.
What's that?
Actually, you just gave a video game company a great idea by saying what you just said.
How so?
And me saying what I said, an amalgamation. Could you imagine if like a Gran Turismo or a Crew or what's it, the Forza games actually did like a special event where you qualify based on, you know, your state or whatever, a huge contest, and then you literally, they literally created some sort of, you know, downloadable thing or whatever, where you literally race across the country to scale, and it's like an event, and then like the winner wins like $1 million with like a limited edition car or something.
You mean like
that would be freaking awesome. That'd be like the best promotion for a racing game ever.
What's the thing? Is it called the Cannonball Run that they do in real life? Is that what it's called?
I think that is it. Some. What's it called?
Let's see if it happens.
That'd be crazy, man. Like a game where you're racing to scale. You have checkpoints. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like based off of points on how you get to the checkpoint, but everybody always starts from the next checkpoint to the next one based on their spot. And at the end of the day, whoever gets to that final destination with the most points wins.
So it's like Amazing Race, the game, but with cars.
Exactly. Yes, man. I'm telling you, it'd be like a freaking 1 week, 2 week event of just awesomeness, all leading up to a $1 million payday, a limited edition car, only one made by some really fancy, like, you know, Mercedes-Benz or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it worth it. Like, just don't throw some old 2016 car up there and call it a day. Like, you got to bring your A game. You need to get in contact with these people, and you need to get this limited edition car made so it's like the only one that's ever on the street. And then just watch all the money start rolling in, because people are going to be like, man, if we support this company, they may do it again some other time for their next game release. You know what I mean? And then you'll make that money back tenfold and then do it again somewhere down the road. And then it could be something like that Evo Now they got that Evo for fighting games. Like they might end up being like an Evo S type thing for racing games, where you get this huge crowd of people, you get these really excellent drivers and players of this game that compete for a chance to win this money and these awesome prizes. You know what I mean? And don't shun out the losers either. That's an ordeal for any human being to do that. So make sure, like, you have 10 people and, you give the prizes away accordingly, even if it's just a gaming, like a really limited edition gaming console or something. Like, don't make the losers feel like they just wasted a whole week of their lives for no reason at all. But anywho,
they're losers.
Yeah, dude, did you hear about the glitch, the Sears glitch?
The who?
The Sears glitch. Apparently, there's a glitch that happened on Sears.com.
Oh, where they were. Wait, you sure it was a Walmart? Wait, Sears didn't work? 'Cause I heard one from Walmart.
It was Sears. The one I heard was from Sears.
Okay, what happened?
Oh, this was all what you heard. Okay, this is what happened. There was a glitch on Sears.com where they were selling PS4s, 3DSs, and I believe Xbox Ones for $60, right? Mm-hmm. People were printing this off, and like when they were sold out online, people were printing it off, and they were taking it to Walmart. And Walmart's got that price match. Mm-hmm. So people were taking this thing over to Walmart and saying, hey, look, Sears has it for $60 on their website. You say you price match it. And so people were getting systems from Walmart for $60 because Walmart had to price match it. That's what they guarantee on their commercials. We guarantee price matching for if you bring in any proof, like any sales paper or anything. Yep. So that's what happened.
Yep. That's the one I saw. But what I heard people were doing, which is way more shiesty, they were going to like Amazon.com. Uh-huh. They were going in, setting up, because on Amazon where you can have like your own store and stuff.
Right.
So they were going to Amazon, which set up their own store, set the price of the PS4 or whatever down to like $100, and then take that ad to the store like, hey, Amazon has it for $100.
That's actually pretty smart.
It's fucked up. So now I guess Amazon's changed their policy. So no more of that.
I am not buying Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
Why?
I'm so disappointed. And I'm gonna get probably a lot of hate mail for this one. I saw the character roster. No.
What's wrong with the character
roster?
What's wrong with the character roster?
It's the Brawl character roster with like maybe 5-6 new characters.
What's wrong with that?
Nintendo has so many characters they can pull from. And they obviously don't care about going outside the Nintendo realm to get their characters, i.e. Sonic and Pac-Man and stuff, right? And Mega Man. So it's like they didn't try. When I saw that roster, I was like, I saw this roster last year. I don't want to go rush out and buy this game now. I'll wait until it goes down to like $30 or something and go pick it up. But it's like, okay, I'm buying this game for what? I guess better graphics for now? I was so disappointed. I so wanted, because I figured they'd bring back all the old characters, right? I'm not saying that's wrong, but I figured like they would have so many more new characters that they could get from Capcom, Squaresoft. You know what I mean?
But they have Duck Hunt now.
Why can't we have Double Dragon on there?
That actually would be kind of dope.
Wouldn't that make sense? Billy, Jimmy Lee, they're tailored for fighting. What about the guys from River City Ransom?
Especially now since they actually had a new game out. Double Dragon had a new game out and shit. So
See, and the thing that made me angry was, why was there Samus, Zero Suit Samus, Link, Toon Link, Captain Falcon, Ganondorf, probably the same movesets. Like, why are we getting replicas of characters with slightly different moves? Why wouldn't you just have the option to say, okay, I'm going to play as Samus. Oh, here's Zero Suit Samus in a different skin with a different moveset. You took up character slots for that?
I feel like you're being a little bit of a hater.
I'm not buying that game. I was so excited to get that game because when I was hearing of all these new characters they're making, I was like, man, that final roster should be fantastic because that means they're yet again willing to go outside the box to get some characters. But Nintendo has disappointed me with this game. I can't believe I'm so disappointed. But they did make kind of something cool for the Mario Kart 8 download DLC. They added Nintendo characters apparently, like Link and stuff. Now you play Mario Kart 8 as Link. That's pretty cool.
For the Weebos?
Yes, sir. Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. It's pretty awesome. I will give them thumbs up for that. But I am very disappointed in Super Smash Bros. I will not be buying that. It doesn't matter anyway because the Black Friday this year sucks because all the new game consoles are out, so they're not willing to do any price drops with any of their games. Which I'm kind of shocked.
Well, there's a crap load of bundles, man. I think that's the big thing you're going to be seeing this time around is bundles left and right.
Which I don't need no bundles, so they have some $15 games at Myers. I might go get that Walking Dead one I saw for the PS3.
So you'll be bundled up.
But outside of that, this year for Black Friday out here is horrible. So me and Amy are skipping it, and we're going to go the next day, because Meyer does have these seat warmers for your car for $10. I suggest you go buy one.
Wait, say that again?
I said, Myers, we're going the next day after Black Friday, because they have seat warmers for $10 for your car.
Seat warmers?
Mm-hmm. You plug it into your, like seat warmers, like warm your backside when you get in your car.
What the hell?
It's like during the winter time when it's freezing.
What the hell am I going to do with a seat warmer?
Look, in the winter, okay, so you don't scrape ice off your car in the summer winter time?
I mean,
when your hands are freezing, sit in your seat warmer and warm up. And then while you're driving, while your car's heating up, you can have your heat off and just drive and still be warm.
Oh,
right, Mama Bear?
Actually, I do have a seat warmer. It's in my trunk. I got the joint that does the vibrating.
What are you playing a game?
No, I'm editing the video for the podcast. I have a joint
I can find some more of these. Might go to BP. I like theirs over there. So, I'm trying to think of anything else going on in gaming news.
All right, there we go. My bad. Muted it.
I haven't heard much anything else as far as good releases. I heard Destiny was a flop. What happened with that?
It didn't flop. That shit sold $1 billion.
No. I mean, just as far as like the actual people aren't happy with the product. I'm not saying it didn't sell well.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'm just saying like the game itself was a flop. Like people were expecting Borderlands and got Call of Duty.
Well, it's basically everything that I said for the most part that would be an issue with the game ended up being an issue.
Mm-hmm.
For one, and I don't know if I was explaining this podcast, but
Other one, what? What are you talking about?
When you push to the next episode, delete the object delete.
I have no idea. Go ahead.
Because now it's not there, and I didn't see it.
No, you'll live. Go.
You want the soap.
Go ahead, I say.
But I was saying, like, well, one thing was the freaking story. Like, the way that they were talking about this game, I was like, there's no way, like in most MMO type of games, that you're really going to get a full story by the end of this game. And that's the problem. Like, and it's not even like you have something like, you know, Lord of the Rings or something, where you watch the first movie, obviously there's a sequel, obviously there's more to it, but you still feel like you got a full experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With this, the way people are explaining it, like the way I interpret it, is that it was like if you had the Lord of the Rings and then you stopped an hour into it. And like that was your experience.
Yeah. I think that was what everybody was saying too. Like it felt like when it ended, no one, like it felt like you didn't learn anything about what was going on, your character, the situation, why no one had faces. Like,
and then
I don't know.
There was the issue with the hold on. There we go. All right, then there was an issue just with the weapons and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you said, I think people wanted Borderlands, and instead they went out and did all of this hunting and stuff, and you never got the good stuff that you wanted, the good stuff that you played for. Like, you just spent all this hours trying to mine shit, and you feel like you just wasted your time. You know, there was no reward there. When you're playing an MMO with loot, the loot is the reward, and that special loot is something that you want to get. People were not getting it, and then that obviously ends up being an issue. So then you have that problem, and I mean just that combination of stuff. And then it was like the missions. There weren't really like enough missions. Like one of the big things you remember, like when you was watching it on E3 and shit, was like these spontaneous kind of missions that would take place where everybody in the area could go and fight. Like they just weren't happening. You know what I'm saying? All? Like people just weren't getting them. There were people who were playing and still had not ran into any mission like that.
Wow.
Which is funny because people thought I was being stupid when I was talking about Defiance, but literally they have that same type of setup in Defiance, and freaking every time you turn a corner, there's a scenario where you could join forces with other random people in the land to fight these things that they call arc falls, which is basically the same idea. It's this community event, this spontaneous community event that happens. Everybody in the area rushes toward the arc fall in order to do the challenge. You know what I mean? So it's like with that game, and I mean, we talked about it before, but with that game, they are doing everything that Destiny was supposed to do. But the thing is, Destiny just looks better. So, like, if they really took Defiance, dumped some money into that thing, it would be a better version. It is the better version of Destiny.
Man, because I was
loot everything.
Because that's kind of like how Final Fantasy 14 is. Me and Amy play together. Like, you can just be running around, heading towards a mission, or just out there messing around. And then, like, these notorious monsters would just pop up. And these are just, like, these huge events where they have their little minions with them. And then everybody's fighting together. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. Like, during maybe 3 hour gameplay, me and her can run into, maybe 10 of them? Maybe even 11, if you're really searching for them. And it's fun. That's so cute. Like, it's like for MMO, you don't want to make it where it doesn't happen, because then it's not fun.
Right.
Again, something that you promised us, we didn't get, which is why Square Enix scrapped Final Fantasy 14, because it wasn't what they were promised, what players were promised, redid it, and now people are saying this is one of the greatest MMOs of all time because they actually gave a damn this time and did it right. So maybe that's what Destiny needs to do. Maybe Destiny needs to take a step back, the developers and stuff, and shut it down, rework it, make a nice hefty patch, give all the people that pay for the game something nice, in-game something they can use for being patient with you, and then re-release it, and then give us a complete story. Even if it's a to be continued, but give us something, and then give us everything that you promised at E3.
Oh, I mean, they're definitely not going to.
Oh yeah, they're not. But I'm just saying it would be smart for them to do that, because why should we expect what we saw at E3 to be what we get in our game, right? Alien Colonial Marine or something.
Like I said, I mean, it looks pretty, but that's not enough. Looking pretty is not enough.
So, I don't know. We'll see. But games I am going to get, though, before the year is out, I will be getting Bayonetta 2, and I don't know when that Splatoon is supposed to come out. I'm trying to get that.
Getting who?
That Splatoon.
Splatoon. Oh, yeah, Splatoon.
Oh, wait, that should be coming around the corner here pretty soon. I mean, it's not that hard of a game to make, but Nintendo's still holding it down with the game so far. And people keep trying to defend Microsoft and Sony, and these motherfuckers don't even got no games for their systems. Nintendo actually has games to offer you, and people still shitting on them because it's not next-gen graphics. It's not next-gen. I don't want to buy it, even though it has games in my PS4, Xbox One with big paperweight, because it doesn't have next-gen graphics. I mean, grow up. You sound like a bunch of babies when you do that. I can just see it. I just see these grown men, or these grown kids, or these grown idiots sitting there pouting because of a system not having next gen, and just like, oh, no, that game is whack because it doesn't have next gen graphics. It's not 60 frames per second.
It doesn't have next gen graphics, Yayo. What are you saying?
It doesn't boast 1040p.
It doesn't.
It only has 720.
But that's true. I don't understand. What are you trying to say?
Huh?
The Wii U is not a system.
What I'm trying to say is, y'all sit there and rag on it, but at least we have games to play. What are y'all doing? You sitting up there bitching about the PS4, and I gotta play indie games. I don't want to play these indie games.
Hey, I play PlayStation 3.
I didn't pay $400 for the system to play indie games. Remember that?
I didn't. I play PlayStation 3.
There you go. You bought a PS4 and you're playing your PS3. Case in point. I bought a Wii U, and I'm playing my Wii U. With games that are fun and creative, and the graphics are good enough that it is an upgrade from the Wii, but at the same time, it's not about graphics, man. People need to stop this nonsense. It's nice to have your graphics. I'm not saying we should revert, you know what I mean? But graphics should come second to your gameplay. People are so worried about a pretty game, and then they release games that don't work, games that aren't what we were promised.
I agree to an extent, whatever the word is I'm looking for. I agree. I agree to that thing.
Right. Like if the next system for Nintendo came out in 4 or 5 years, and the graphics were the same as this one, as I got now, I would have an issue with that. You know what I mean? Why am I buying a new system that has the same hardware capabilities as the one I have now? But
that's what I'm saying. Why would I?
Right,
it makes no sense. Why would I do such a thing? That's crazy talk.
Because you just make those games for that system.
But that's what they want us to do.
A reason to buy that system.
I'm going to Kroger.
Can I go with you?
Yeah.
Don't leave me.
I'm going to Kroger.
It's show went for like 2 hours. I think that's a good hour 40.
This ain't no damn 2 hours. We got an hour and 40 minutes.
Podcast.
Alrighty, this has been.
This can't be the farewell one. We'll do one in December with Youth Man.
Yeah, we gotta get Youth on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do one more, and Youth Man to be here, and then that'll be our farewell podcast to the Boom Podcast.
End of the year
we'll use
finale.
The Boom Podcast moniker one more time for that show, and then we're gonna rest it in peace, and then we'll do like a flashback of all the good times we had.
Well, I'm gonna need y'all to go listen to it because I'm not doing that shit. Y'all go listen through the podcast and y'all send me the episode and it's the start time to take the clip out and I will do it.
Well, I didn't mean that. I mean just us talking about it.
Oh, that just sucks.
I mean, you can do that if you want to.
I did, real quick, I did 2 articles this week for the website.
Uh-huh.
One was the review of Never Alone, which you should go read and watch. 2 was top 5 90s cartoons that should turn into movies.
Ooh.
I picked. And you can go read the article, but I'll give you 2 were Mighty Max.
Hell yeah.
And Bobby's World.
Oh, man. What about Life of Louie?
Damn it, yeah. That was one of them, too.
For real?
Yep. I picked Life with Louie.
That was freaking hilarious. How could you not say that?
And I'm thinking, like, the dad from, is he still alive? The dad from Doug Heffernan, King of Queens, Ben Stiller's dad.
I think so.
He would play Louie's dad. Like, man, Life with Louie, fantastic. Yeah, okay, so you got 3 of the 5 since Yaya's ruined it. So, Gargoyles, Mighty Max, and damn it, I just gave another one I wasn't supposed to give.
Good job, buddy. You might as well give us the last one.
But still go click on the article anyways and get us some traffic to the site, please. But, okay, so the top 5 were Gargoyles, Mighty Max, Exo Squad, Life with Louie, and Bobby's World.
That's okay. Yeah. Because there's another one I was thinking. Did Wish They ever have a movie?
Who?
Like Ronin Warriors, Samurai Pizza Cats, and stuff like that?
Like a live action?
Or just a movie in general?
I don't know. Not that I know of.
Well, people, we will talk about that on the next episode of the Boom Podcast, because that will be our last episode of the Boom Podcast, our series finale of the Boom Podcast. Amy, will you be joining us for our series finale?
Farewell.
Our farewell speech until we start next year as the Falcon Punch Podcast.
Falcon Punch!
We will see you guys all in maybe a week or 2. Say goodbye.
Peace and blessings, everyone.
All right, guys. I'm out of here.
Peace.
Take care, people. Love you, community.
Community. Goodbye, community.
All right, man. Get ready to go so I can go to the store with her.
Perf.
Yo.